After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Welcome to the Idiot's Paradox. It's a podcast where three idiots talk to you about things you don't want to know. I'm joined with my host, John, and Nate.
I'm John, and below me is Nate.
Hello.
And on today's first topic is the astronauts that had to be rescued from space there. I thought that was pretty neat.
Space.
Space.
Well, like NASA's basement.
NASA's basement.
Well, you don't think
You
that's
think they're-
real, Nate?
No, I do not.
Think they're filming all that stuff in their basement?
So they filmed the whole the rocket taking off, and that's all fake too, or is that real?
It might be real, but it's probably not the same rocket they were supposedly on.
Okay, where did that rocket go?
Well, they-
Just up into space and just sat there and came back down? It
No
did.
idea.
You did see it, like the bottom portion of it just come back down and like land by itself, right?
I did not see that.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
It is pretty cool. We're talking about the SpaceX one, not the other one that didn't make it. The
Yeah.
Boeing one.
The Boeing one. Yep. I
No.
mean, they've done that. Like he's done that multiple times now with the self landing like that. He's done it
Yeah.
on a ship, right? A platform.
That's impressive. Regardless of what you think of Elon, that's impressive.
Yeah. Well, I'm pro Elon. I'm a fan.
I'm definitely pro Elon myself. He's done a lot for this country and a lot for this world that he
Yeah.
just does not get the credit for.
No, it's like we were talking
I mean,
earlier.
without him, where would the space program even be right now?
It would be non-existent, and those astronauts would still be up there.
Yeah. Yep.
That
Mm.
was the other thing. Did you see the when he was talking? I think he was on Hannity or something, but he mentioned how he was ready to go up during the Biden administration, but they didn't have him do it for whatever,
I
because of
did see
political
that.
reasons.
Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, you got people stranded up in space, and
Yeah.
you're just going to be delaying them because you're a political opponent.
Yeah,
It's like what?
this
That
has
stuff
gotten
doesn't
so
make any
crazy
sense.
as far as how
It really has. It's gotten so petty to the point where it's embarrassing. Like I keep hearing rumors about the Democratic Party maybe not even existing in so many years, and it's like they keep doing what they're doing. They're not gonna.
yeah.
I could see it.
And why I don't want to see a one party system. I'm not for that.
No.
But they got to change something. They got to have something out there, something better.
Yeah, they're unfortunately their party's been taken over by some really radical type, thinking. It's
They have.
I have a video queued up here that kind of is really the starting point where I noticed, and I'm sure a lot of other people noticed, that there was this kind of media influence where they're all saying the same thing. And I'm sure this has been going on for a long time, but I just felt like it's really stuck out to me really after the 2016 election, right? It seemed like something changed. Like there was, I don't know, it was weird. But
Puts it into perspective.
what's that?
It puts it into perspective.
Yeah, maybe I was just paying attention more because of
Yeah.
just some of the commentary that was going on after the election. It was just like something broke, and then like the traditional mainstream media went into like overdrive to present this narrative to push back on what just happened. It was, I don't know. It
I
was
mean, I
kind
think they've always been influenced, but
yeah,
for that election specifically, it seems like it was pushed really hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think what it is that maybe, I mean, they didn't expect Trump to win the first time.
Mm-mm.
And I think they realized like this guy is not part of the, I think Republicans and Democrats play along pretty well together, over the years. And
Yep.
whether they they'll disagree over certain things, but there's a certain agenda I think that's always kind of been pushing forward. And I
Right.
think when Trump came in, he's such an outsider that just disrupted that whole system. Because
Yeah.
they all thought Hillary, she's definitely going to win, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the machine will keep cranking and turning, and that just threw a
I don't
wrench
think
into the
anybody
whole
thought
thing.
that. Even Republicans didn't think that Trump would somehow win.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it, you know, he was like a real disruptor to the, you know, wherever this was heading,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
it's been crazy since then. It's
Yep. And then they had a little more taste of it when 2020 hit and the lockdowns happened. They were like, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can control these people." And
yeah,
they just doubled down on everything as soon as they got Biden, and they just doubled down on every single thing.
yeah,
And it was too fast for them to move.
yeah. I think
And
it woke a
they
lot of
have a
people
hard
up.
time. Yeah, they're having a hard time realizing that was just too fast. Could they have changed the country over time? Sure, probably.
Yeah,
But nah, they just tried it too quickly.
yeah,
You see
I
the
mean-
videos where they bash Trump and his vaccine, but as soon as Biden gets in, they're like, "Oh, it's 100% safe to take."
Of course. Yeah, well, yeah, that's just how they are, especially in the last 10, 15 years. You got that video ready. We can watch that.
Yeah, that'll kind of lead us into what we're talking about, so we can continue
Yeah.
this. But this is just, yeah, let's check it out. Give me a second here. I don't know what's
But yeah, it's just the sheep mentality. They had a taste of power and it really went to their head, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, here's the video here. I'll play it.
San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
The El Paso, Las Cruces communities.
Eastern Iowa communities.
Mid-Michigan communities.
we are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish the same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This
Yeah.
is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
I want to start today with something that is really
And you know what? They're probably right. It is very dangerous to our democracy. But guess what? We are not a democracy.
We are a republic.
We are a
Amen.
republic. So, yes, it is probably very dangerous to their democracy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
But just, you know, and that's, I think that was like 6 or 7 years ago that, you know, first aired that collection
Yeah.
of all those. And this goes on all the time. Like you can take samples of
yeah.
this. They just, I think it was like what, 22 senators did that video, the
Oh, my
little
word.
short, and they're all just like reading from the same thing. I
It's
don't know if
all
they
the
planned to
same
do that
thing.
or
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, wait, where have I heard this? And yeah, oh, yes.
yeah.
Oh,
But you know, it's really
crazy.
where the media set went into overdrive when Trump got in, and then this stuff was being put out, and
Yeah.
that, you know, I think at the time media had more of a hold on people, maybe mainstream
Yep.
media,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think that a lot of people have woke up on the mainstream media lately.
yeah, and they blocked things. I mean, like you think of Twitter, they blocked a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
I think
That's
also
crazy. I mean, oh, good.
no, you good.
I was just on the Twitter side of things. I mean, all these conspiracy theorists that are coming true, that were true then and are true today. It's insane. You know, they don't want us to have the freedoms that we have. They want it. I fully believe that there is a socialist underbelly of the Democratic Party that is trying to take control, and they try and do it through democracy.
Yeah. They're really deconstructionists. So this has been going on since really the George Floyd riots, right? So, you take a narrative and, however you feel about what happened there, no one, likes that they saw this guy die, right?
No.
But they use that as a catalyst for this deconstruction of America, right? And as always, the useful idiots come parading in, with all their emotions raging and doing all these things, serving this, this agenda.
Yep.
Even
with that, they didn't show the whole footage, just bits and pieces.
Yeah, there's 20 minutes of the cop, trying to talk to him, and he wanted to get out of the car, and he's speaking to him, and
it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, even him leaning on his neck, which is, probably is obviously too long, but that's what they were trained to do, and they changed that whole, their procedures and how they handle things like that.
Oh yeah,
none of it was good. I mean, none of
it was good. But it makes me why was that one the catalyst? It's happened before. It's not like this has not happened before. It's still happening.
Yeah, it was just
still hear about it all the time.
It was just the right timing. I mean, if you think about it, it just, you had the COVID buildup, and it just served its purpose as in causing chaos in America. And this
absolutely, there was very little resistance to it.
Yeah,
like you said, when COVID, I mean, everyone was stuck inside.
Yeah.
No one's going out to stop these rioters,
Yep.
Yeah.
And it, led, right into the election, and
Yep. And you can only see what you're shown.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody forgot about that because January 6th became the most worst event in our entire history of our country, apparently.
So there's an example of
insane
other useful idiots on the other side. Like, say these are far right people and whatever, I'm sure they're patriotic, right? But they're being used too, because you're not going to do anything by invading the Capitol.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying what they did was right. I do not think that was right. But to take that, I mean, even today, how many years later? That's all that I ever hear about is like, oh, well, Democrats are doing all this like this paragraph of stuff. Well, January 6th. Okay, well, what else do you have?
Yeah.
What if January 6th had not happened? What would you have gone to?
Yeah. They'd have to, they needed something, and they were hoping for that. I mean,
oh yeah.
The fact that happened, it just fit their narrative perfectly. And that's why they keep using it. I mean, I remember when it happened, some senator, I forget who it was, it might've been Chuck Schumer or somebody can fact check me, but, said that this was comparative to Pearl Harbor. Like as far as a dark day in American history.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
insane.
Which is just,
are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, what an insult to all who died, at Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
It's
what an absolute insult.
Yeah.
To our military service, to all the freedoms we have. It's just insanity.
Yeah.
What happened on January 6th? Call it what you want. Some people want to call it an insurrection. Whatever. That small amount of people were never going to cause an insurrection. Give me a break.
No. And it's
not to mention the doors that were unlocked and opened for them.
There's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting facts.
There's Ray Epps who was like yelling to invade the Capitol, who did not get investigated and could have been, I don't know.
Yeah.
FBI informant. When they were asking, when Congress, I forget what a congressman was asking somebody, I think it's somebody from the FBI, that if they actually had anybody on the ground on that day, and they would not say anything about it. They couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, if you're not going to say yes or no to something like that, it's yes. It's got to be a yes.
Yeah,
because you can't say no.
Yeah. Because if it was no, then you would certainly say no.
Right.
Speaking of interesting conspiracies, I have not read anything about them, so we'll have to save it for next week maybe. But the JFK files were released.
Yeah, I don't know what's come out of them either, because I saw that this morning, and I'm like, I'm sure people are reading through them, but
oh yeah,
are they heavily redacted like the Epstein ones?
Apparently they are not redacted. That was one of the orders from Trump, to make sure that they are not redacted, which
Who
everybody from that time period is pretty much dead. So
I gotta
at least that was involved in it.
I got a question though. Who keeps like meticulous records on things that could get you in trouble? Like, do you go
that's
around?
Just it, right?
If you do something wrong, you like, let me write this down and make sure I make a lot of notes and like keep a record of it.
Absolutely. Like, are you kidding me? If there is really damning evidence,
yeah,
no, you're not going to keep that. You're going to get rid of everybody involved and all the paperwork involved.
You're going to shred it.
Going to be there.
You're going to shred everything. And if you're going to have to release it, you're in there like a late night shredding session. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, I don't know where those parts went. Sorry.
Yeah.
Even with the Epstein list, I know
my
it was heavily redacted and stuff. It's like, what are you talking about, man? Come on.
I was watching a video where they were flipping through it and everything was blacked out. Each page as it kept going. I'm like,
yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for wasting a
think
bunch
if
of black ink.
The full list of that actually got released.
The list of it did. Well,
it would cause a lot of chaos in America.
From what I understand, a lot of it did. Like the list of the names, most of it did.
Yeah.
But like Exodus is saying, the activities, not so much. So, and honestly, we all know if there's lists on an island like that, there's tapes.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
Where are the tapes?
Yeah, where are the tapes?
Not that I want to watch them, but come on.
Someone's holding on to
somebody has them.
Or whatever leverage they want.
I'm still shocked his wife wasn't killed off.
But think about this. Yeah, right. Think about this though. Think of all the outrage for like, we kind of briefly talked about Elon Musk and just the hatred for this guy. Oh, but then you have this thing on Epstein Island where these a lot of young girls were abused and used, right? And it's just kind of like, shouldn't that be like say the FBI or to investigate and bring everybody, bring everything to light that happened there in honor of those girls that were abused. But no one ever talks about it. The news media.
Nobody ever once talked about it. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of the stuff like that is an attack on younger people. A lot of that's swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the debauchery and the sex stuff that happens in Hollywood that everybody knows that happens.
Yeah.
But okay, it's been a while. We need somebody to have the fall guy. Well, okay, P. Diddy, he's the fall guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, we know there's more than just him.
Right.
It's like, but you're right. Nobody ever talks about it. Nobody seems to care
all the
because
children going missing.
There's all this attack on the youth of this country because that's how you destroy a country.
In this country,
take
and
out
all the
youth.
ones at the border.
Yep.
What's that, Nate?
Not only all the children that have gone missing in America, but also all the ones that were at the border that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all swept under the rugs. Nobody ever talks about it.
No
or
news
hears
station
about
covers
it.
that.
Yeah. I remember that that movie came out with Jim Caviezel. What's the name of that? Here we go. So
Was it kind of recent?
Yeah, it's the one where he plays
The Sound of Freedom, I think.
Sound of Freedom. That's it. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I remember when that came out, and once again the media, like the majority of downplaying it and saying how ridiculous it is, and you think it'd be like whether you ever think it or not, that did happen. It was based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they took a lot of liberty,
Of course,
filming it, but
it's a movie naturally.
It's a movie, but it's still based on real situations with child trafficking and the abuse of children. And the media just makes light of it and just downplays it. And it's like they can't. I don't know. It's almost gross on how they treat their thought of how children they have no care for them.
Yeah. No, they don't. I mean, I couldn't even believe it when it was a few years ago, and it's still going on today. The entire, you don't want to call them pedophiles anymore.
Yeah.
You want to call them minor attractive person.
Yeah, when they try to rename it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, I've got no love for that stuff. That stuff is disgusting.
Yeah, and it's just swept under the rug, and it's just put aside, and I don't know. I feel like we're just always presented with these things that we're supposed to be outraged about that are just, deflection from what really is going on.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
distraction.
Yeah, there's
No,
a
it
lot of
absolutely is
distraction.
distraction, right? And why are they mad at Elon anyways?
Yeah.
He's finding the corruption in the government. How
Yeah.
horrible. What a horrible thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you think,
After crying about the
Yeah.
For years people have cried, oh, there's corruption in the government. There's corruption. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, don't show that to me.
Yeah. The wrong person's looking at it. If it was a
Exactly.
Democrat,
No.
if there was a Democrat in as president right now, and they hired someone to do this, they would be praising it. It doesn't matter what they just be like, oh, this is amazing. Finally, something's being done. It's just that no one can ever admit, like this whole Trump derangement syndrome, right? They just cannot say anything that he does as being good. It's
and I
Even though
thought
it
that
helps
was a
them.
joke, and like a meme. I always thought that was a meme. It's a real thing. Like they just have an almost unnatural hatred toward that man.
yeah. And Elon's like right there now. He's like he's,
Yeah.
and you think of what this guy has done for, like, what he tries to do for the human race, like whatever your differences are, like some of the things he's done, and definitely, I think we talked earlier, not on the podcast here, but how he's he's a champion for climate with all the things he's trying to. If you're into with that mindset of that climate, we're in, the world could end in 2030.
Right.
That he's all about solar. Like, I think he started the what is it? One of the solar companies I think he's helped start. What the heck was the name of it? I have it written down here somewhere. But just think about with Tesla EVs. He made it so these cars could be manufactured.
Solar City or something.
Yeah, Solar City. I think that's it.
Yeah. With the solar panels on the roofs and stuff like that.
Yeah. I wanted to say Circuit City, but they wanted a business a few years back.
And these Democrats, like they're so save the earth. Okay, well, what was it? Senator Kelly just got rid of his Tesla and bought a Chevy. I don't remember the name of it, but it was some big gas hogging SUV that's gonna put out tons of emissions and stuff, and just ruin. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So you hate this guy so much that you're willing to just do what most Democrats do all the time and just go back on everything they're saying. And and it's insane.
None of them believe it. I mean, they all have these mansions, these huge homes, multiple homes. They're
private jets.
Us small people are supposed to follow the rules, not them.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
It's like John Kerry was like the climate czar. And he's flying around all over the place. And when he's confronted about, flying on his jet, he's like, well, this is important business. I'm like, people, have you heard of Zoom or like Teams? I mean, you could have a conference right, like we are now. We're using, Video Ninja, and we're able to communicate. You need to fly around on your, if it's so like, the end of the world's here, you think you'd be taking steps to be better about it.
You would certainly think so. But they don't care. It's all about the money. At the end of the day, it's all about the power and the control they can have over the people and the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're not seeing that, I'm sorry, but you're willingly not seeing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder it is like, as we watch that video with, say, all these newscasters, I wonder if they believe what they're saying, or to them it's just like a job. They're thinking like, oh, I gotta, like my pension, or like it's. I wonder how much of it they buy into. Like, do they believe it? Like,
so so that video showed like a lot of the local newses and stuff doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know on that level whether they buy into it and believe it, but I really do believe that people on certain, like the MSNBC, CNN, those stations, and the Fox, even some people on the Fox, I really think that those people have bought full tilt into what they're saying.
Yeah.
And whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter to them. They're going to say it.
It's
because
like,
they get this like power in them to where they feel like they can control the people through what they say. And unfortunately, they do. They control a lot of them.
Well, news isn't really news anymore. It's just opinion.
It's not. It's literally talk shows. That's all it is.
And that's true left or right, if we're being honest.
Yes.
Yeah, either way.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Everything I'm saying can be said about a lot of the people on the right side as well.
Like if
It's
you follow a lot
not
of
a
the
party thing.
Yeah, right side of things, you have a lot. They'll even repeat the same stuff. Like if you have like that, for like today's like kind of news cycle, they'll all be kind of reporting on the same thing and have the same kind of take, and even that gets a little stale. And like, all right, okay.
No, yeah, I don't. My dad watches Fox News, and that's pretty much the only time I see it is when I'm up there.
Yeah.
When, and he's got it on. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's all doom and gloom. We're all about to die. Where there's wars everywhere. Yeah, and yes, there are. Yeah, there's tragedy all the time on this planet. There never has been a time when there hasn't been. But you don't have to shove it in our face all the time either.
Well, I think both sides are using tangent to achieve their goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, they definitely are.
And it does lean towards the negative, right? Because that kind of sells, and it's about
it does sell.
Yeah, it's about clicks, and you want to get somebody in to watch something. It's got to be kind of like in your face, right?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice little headline.
Yeah, you're fighting for so much against so much. Like say YouTube, for instance. I mean, think how many different channels there are out there. So you're fighting for people's attention, and you got to come up with some witty thumbnails, and you got to at least get people in to check you out.
Yeah. But I don't want to advertise any channels or anything that I'm part of, or that I watch rather. But I've actually been deliberately going out of my way to watch some of the lower viewed videos out there.
Yeah.
Like channels that don't have very many people, and there's some great stuff out there.
Yeah.
But they're never going to get the popularity and stuff that these bigger channels, because of this sensationalism that is just so, it's been just embedded in our lives. I mean, everything from like the TikToks to the news to the movies to the music, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but
yeah, it is. And it's even if say like a YouTube channel makes it, then you got to stay relevant. Like you got to keep this going. If it's hey, this one really hit, now we're going to keep this going. So you got to be creative and kind of, so you can kind of lose yourself maybe in it as well if you do hit it.
Yeah.
So there's, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, all these things, and what is it at? What does it all add up to? Where are we headed? Like, is there like you think, is there some kind of sinister scheme behind all this, or is it just kind of dumb luck?
It all seems to be building towards something.
Yeah.
Of course. Because I mean, how can it not be? Whether it's another world war or what it is, I don't know what's coming down the pipeline.
It's
with this trade stuff that Trump's doing. Who knows?
Good name.
I think ultimately it's just about control.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. The whole thing is about control.
Yeah.
It's literally about controlling people.
If you think about this, you take like say history, and you go through history. The majority of history is you have a small percentage of people that kind of just control everybody, and then you have the poor, right?
Yeah.
But during this, like say, at least in America, say like 60 to 70 years, we've enjoyed this kind of, I don't know, it's just this little blip in history that's kind of been different. There's been a middle class. There's been wealth amongst a lot of people. And it feels like that's what's being pushed back against. Like this idea of like, say, if you get into the World Economic Forum, their whole idea, we've heard this a million times, but you'll own nothing and love it or whatever, right? This idea that, I think in a way, these I guess you can call them elitists, think they know better and that they need to control us for humanity, maybe, right? Maybe that's their, they think they're the good person, they're not the villain.
Yeah.
They got like a savior complex almost, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because they're all narcissists.
Yeah. Yeah, we do all have that in us.
We do, yeah.
I think we all have it in us.
It's true.
Oh, man. I don't want to lead anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No. Nope. But, there's a lot to do.
Oh, there is. There is.
But I think to get back to the idea with Trump, and I don't think he's like,
Yeah.
He's like some kind of savior of any sort, but I think he's just a disruptor in the sense against the machine, right?
Yep.
And
There's
whatever.
always been those through history.
Yeah. He's kind
Some
of
for the good, some for the bad.
yeah.
Hopefully he's a good one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, because we got to see where this goes.
Yeah. I don't pray for the downfall of our country from the leadership at all.
No.
Even Biden. I wanted him to do good. He just didn't.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
He was he was a puppet. I mean, that guy was he wasn't even
absolutely a puppet.
Yeah, he was senile.
Yeah.
And
very senile.
And Kamala,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's just a puppet too. I mean, she wasn't even elected, right? She didn't go through any type of primary.
No.
They're screaming about democracy, and she's just thrown up there like, "Oh, here's your candidate."
They didn't want her the first time she tried.
No.
Why did they try it this time?
Yep.
And did you see the stuff with the auto pin stuff with Biden?
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff is auto pinned. I'm like, oh man, that's great.
Yeah,
how much throughout his presidency was auto pinned?
The whole thing. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. He's like dead, and they're just signing things with his hand. Oh.
Oh no, Weekend at Biden's. That's great. I love it.
Weekend at Biden's.
Oh boy. Yeah, that did a lot of damage to this country's reputation throughout the world, unfortunately.
Yeah. And the only reason people are upset that Trump's in is because the American gravy train is like, coming to an end as far as all these programs and all the money laundering through all these ridiculous programs.
Good.
It has to. I mean, we needed him to come in, put a stop to all this stuff because, like you're saying, a gravy train only lasts so long, and it had to stop. I mean, how many billions of dollars had they found in waste?
Yeah.
It's insane. It's actually...
I don't think it's actual waste. I think it's just like John said, it's a way of money laundering.
Oh, it absolutely is.
It's paying people off.
Yeah. You start programs, and then you can funnel money through it, and people, make money, on both sides. So it's mutual, and like it's happening all the time. I mean,
it's just like the nonprofit organizations.
Yeah,
exactly.
Still profiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's you think about even the Ukraine war. I mean, think of the amount of money that's been shipped over there. Whether through sending the weapons or whatever, but think of how much is unaccounted for. I may have heard estimates of like 100 billion.
Oh,
that's unaccountable. Like, imagine you're doing your taxes and you're like, well, I have 100 billion that's unaccountable, unaccounted for, so I'm not going to report that, and they would come
How
after
do you
you.
not know where that amount of money is? Like, I'm sure you were just about to say that. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Even 100,000.
Right.
Like, what?
I'm
How do you
sure
not
they
know?
They
Where
just
did
say
that
they don't
go?
know.
That's a lot of money.
Right. It's
No,
just
they know.
how does the American public not get upset about that? Like they're so, once again, you get this media driving them to think this narrative, in that you got one party that just wants this war to continue, which, by the way, being on the left used to be, they were against war at some point, but now it's flipped where, I guess it's fine, and
Well, they realized they could, they were like, hey, wait a minute, the Republicans were right. This is pretty profitable.
Yeah. Yeah. And they all make money from it. That's Republicans and Democrats. I mean, we've been living through these wars for, you think about even, the Middle East wars that went on, and it accomplished nothing, right? I mean, 20 years in Afghanistan, you pull out, you leave a bunch of equipment there, and nothing changed. Think of all the lives, though, that were affected by that. The soldiers that lost their lives, the limbs they lost, their whole lives are changed. But that's okay. We, whatever, we pull out of there, and that's it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We come in.
Yeah.
Screaming like an eagle, and then grab our prey and leave.
Yep. So once again, probably a lot of money goes through there, and it's people are getting rich from it, and you have soldiers that feel like, hey, they're fighting for something, but in the end, they're like, what did I fight for?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
And
You fought and bled and watched your friends die, and now, we've pulled out of Afghanistan. And I'm not saying we should have stayed there and done some,
right.
we aren't conquerors. That's not
No.
our job.
No, we're not.
But we went in, we did our stuff, we overstayed, in my opinion,
Yep.
and we left. Has the region changed for the better at all?
Right.
Anywhere? No.
It's
So what
no
did
different.
We just lost a bunch of soldiers,
And-
spent a ton of money for what? The terrorist
All in
group
vain?
that did 9/11 is still there. We didn't get rid of them. It's like, what's the point?
Oh,
Well-
Nate. Okay. Let's see. Nate making faces over there. What?
Was it a terrorist group or was that an inside job?
You tell me.
Yeah. I don't know, Nate. What do you think?
What do you think?
I think our government was incentivized to push that
Yeah.
and to get us to go into a war.
Well, there's
profit
certainly a
from it.
lot of strange coincidences that happened during that
Yeah.
period.
The way the buildings fell. I mean, there's been so many things done on that,
Oh,
but
yeah. Yeah.
it's definitely some strange things that went on for sure. As far
Hey,
as
you know what?
Same thing with the one that hit the Pentagon.
Yeah, the one that hit the Pentagon and where it hit on
Where
the
are the
Pentagon.
plane pieces?
yeah,
It's very strange, very interesting. And the fact that they were trying to find how many $1 trillion that the Pentagon just kind of oops the daisied away,
Mhm.
and it just happened to be where the plane hit.
yeah,
Interesting.
Okay, interesting. You win this one. But yeah, it's. Do I think they took the building down from inside? Personally, I can see it happening that way.
yeah. When it
'Cause
collapses,
if you look at
it
the
looks like that,
size of
doesn't
those
it?
buildings,
It just
it
comes
does.
straight down. It's like, I don't know. I guess
But in the middle of Manhattan, can you imagine those buildings tipping to one side or
Right.
the other?
and maybe the
destruction that would have caused.
Like,
Yeah,
have
and
you ever played Jenga?
Yeah,
yes,
Does it ever
Yeah.
fall straight down?
it never falls straight down.
yeah. But I'm not an engineer as far as how the construction of a
I'm
tower
not
is
either.
built, so I don't
I'm
know.
not
You should
either.
look
If it
into
becomes
the construction of
compromised.
that
Yeah,
and what implements they put into place to prevent that from happening.
yeah,
Just remember, this is the idiot's paradox.
yeah. I agree. No, because to me, like, and I know once again, I'm not an engineer, know nothing about it, but the fact that it came straight down like that seems almost like impossible that it happened by itself. If
It is
it, like a controlled, fall. What do you call that when you bring
Controlled
down?
demolition.
Yeah, thank you. Jeez.
Yeah.
Controlled demolition. That like they have to plan that, right, and make sure it comes down properly where it doesn't fall to the side.
Yes.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know, I've heard some things that there was already stuff planted down below, ready to go, but
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to find out that all the buildings there are like that.
yeah,
Just for the fact that if they start dominoing down on each
yeah,
other,
just for safety.
that's a massive amount of destruction.
Yeah,
Yeah. Plus there's some video out there, and I honestly haven't looked into it to see if it's real or not, or AI. AI is going crazy.
yeah.
know
Now
what's
you
real
can.
and
Yeah,
But the video of it talking about this is the first building designed to take the hit from an airplane. It's like,
it's that's funny. It's almost like this Titanic can't be sunk.
yeah.
We've heard that song and dance, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you say something
Oh,
like
man.
that, you know something's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the conspiracy about the Titanic
No.
Oh
and
no.
how it was
What's
swapped
that?
with a different ship?
I have heard about
Yeah,
that.
wait.
yes.
What?
I
Yeah.
have heard that.
I have not heard this one. What is it?
Supposedly,
ahead,
there's a similar ship that I think they wanted to sink for insurance purposes, and they swapped out the Titanic. And all these important people that were supposed to get on at the last minute, they canceled.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know a kind of a cool fact for my family? My grandmother, they lived in Ireland and they were supposed to come over on the Titanic, but I think the Titanic was a week late or something, so they came over on another ship to come to
wow.
America. Yeah.
Earlier,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I often think about stuff like that. It's just how just one simple thing can change the course of history.
Mhm.
Yeah. For like a person or family, you mean? Like your
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like one choice, and then you've got these, generations of people that don't even that do exist or don't exist. It's quite impressive sometimes.
So is it possible those people could have existed? Is there people that don't exist now that could have been?
Yeah.
That's the
those
question.
people have done.
Is there multiple universes where they do exist? So we, that idea?
Multiverse.
The multiverse. I'm so sick of it.
The multiverse real?
I don't think there's a multiverse. I think there's a
I don't
infinite.
think so.
I think there's an infinite amount of possibilities that could be.
Yeah.
And the decisions, determine the true, path. I don't think there's multiple us's and all this other craziness.
No, I don't believe in
It's just there is an infinite amount of choices though through history that could go any direction. And the choices, and I'm a big free will person, so the free choices of people bring along, this linear line we're experiencing as we see linear, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's fun to think about, but that's about as far as it goes. It's all science fiction.
Yep. It's all, I don't know. It's really just our existence is just it's really kind of crazy. It's pretty crazy if you really think about it.
It really is. And just the sheer impossibility of right here, right now, what we are doing existing is just insane.
It really is. Like a floating rock where you're on and it's just in space, just held here, right?
Yeah.
Rotating around the sun and that's just one solar system. And then this idea of, billions of these in the universe. If that's how it's made up, I don't know.
Yeah.
As far as, what we know.
Exactly. Right. And and like supposedly our galaxy is like wrapping around a big black hole or something. Because it's all like spinning in toward each other.
Right.
Thankfully, we aren't on one of those planets, somehow.
Yeah. According to No Man's Sky, that is true. That's how they have it.
Yes. According to No Man's Sky.
Yep.
Great game, guys.
Spoiler alert.
It's fantastic.
That's right. It's a 10-year-old game, though.
No.
We've reached the statute of limitations on that?
Making everybody angry who's not watching right now.
Yeah. The one person that makes it to 41 minutes in.
I don't think anybody's making it this far. Come on now.
Yep.
No. Well, if you do, and you have, thank you for sticking with us.
And
We
please,
appreciate it.
Yeah, and please think about subscribing and leaving a comment.
Yeah.
Or, we'll be doing this.
Yeah, let us know what you think. If you got, if you have any ideas and things you want us to talk about, I know you're just joining us and we're just kind of brand new here, but hey, it's the idiot's paradox. We'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, for
within
sure.
reason. Within
reason. Yeah, I wouldn't say.
Maybe not everything.
Yeah, not everything.
Really big reason.
Some of you people out there are sick.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yep.
Oh no.
How about some interesting thoughts? Like really, I don't know. Anything.
What do you got, Nate? You got anything interesting to say?
Food industry.
Oh, jeez.
There is a food industry.
Needs to be turned up on his head.
Well, that's what we got RFK for.
RFK's in there. We're going to see what he does. I'm actually kind of excited to see what he does, to be honest with you.
I wonder how much he can do. Like,
pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Just take the food pyramid and flip it upside down. Problem solved.
Well, yeah, you should do that anyways. That thing is.
Yeah. That's just science, Nate. We already know that.
But yeah, I guess he's already starting to change different ways that things are cooked. So that's nice.
Like the tallow.
The best way to do that would just be to give the best way to do that would just be to give these companies incentives to go that route instead of whatever's the cheapest possible route to go in.
That's what they're doing now, just to make the money.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Because they care about cheap
if we
quantity,
can find a way to make the stuff cheap, then which it's out there. We just got to find it.
Well, yeah, and we also have to face the fact that there's a lot of mouths to feed too, just within this nation.
There is.
But so changing the system could be somewhat painful and expensive.
Yeah.
So we got to consider that. So it's.
But it's not to cut you off, but it is going to be expensive. But he's got to do something with all this money he's finding.
Oh yeah.
Instead of giving it to Iran and for Sesame Street or whatever else nonsense, Give it to the country.
Yeah, invest
I
it
don't think we
back in
should
the
be giving
country.
it to
Get this
any other
country
country.
back
except
on
ours.
Invest it
track.
in the country. Yeah.
Yep. Get our veterans taken care of. Get the homeless situation under control. The hunger.
Mhm.
Let's just get stuff back on
We're
track.
not the nanny of the world.
No, but
We are
you know what
not.
though? You know what though? If we're a stronger America, we can bring this to other nations too. Like if we can
Yes.
lift ourselves up and we can get back into innovation and developing things here, that
I
we
mean-
could be like we have been. We could be leading the world to be better, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And to help
absolutely.
in that sense.
I think we were at that at one point, but
we were, and that's
we
why we
delved
started.
too much into other countries and they sucked us dry, and we allowed that to happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But now it's time to
Yep.
focus on us again.
But I think like similar, like say Western nations, so you can include Europe in that. I think even in Europe, some people are starting to wake up to this thought too. So
Yeah.
if this movement, like say we've been living through this deconstructionist period, right, where they want to deconstruct everything, where I think this point right now, we're in like a reconstruction possibly, if we can keep it going, right? We're in like it's almost like a reformation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to move forward with what could be better for the world, rather than this oppressive deconstruction agenda that the world, like a few elites, are trying to oppose on the world, right?
Yeah.
So they're being exposed, and this movement of reconstruction can hopefully it's been given birth, and hopefully can continue to push forth.
Yep.
So it's
I'm
like,
hoping.
yeah, if you think about this, it's like this. If you have like, healthy parents, they have resources and finances to create a good home. You have kids being brought up in that home that are loved, and it's the same idea for a country. You have a stronger country that's, its finances are in order. It can produce, you want to get into energy, it can produce its own energy. It can do all these things within itself. Then it can, being the country that America is and the way it's built and being like this melting pot, then it can start bringing this to other nations to help them. Because it's like, it's not like I just want to be a nationalist when I want to cut off other nations. And I mean, I want America to be healthy and strong to lift up other nations, right? I think
The
that's
stronger we are, the
Yeah.
more able we're able to help someone else.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hate toward America in this world right now, but say what you want, but if it wasn't for America, this world, I don't know where it'd be.
Yeah.
I say that with some pride,
Yeah.
because we were a beacon at one point, and we can get back to it, but it's not going to
Beacon
be
of
easy.
freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not to say there's no, we don't have our warts and all the things we've gone through, but the reason
Absolutely,
we've gone
yeah.
through and broke through some of those, what we look back on and a little bit in shame, we've gotten through that because of who we are.
Yeah.
And we've forgotten that America, it is a beacon of hope based on Judeo-Christian principles, right? It's been this light on a hill, like, as Jesus would say, right? That's what America was and can be again.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at the Civil War. Were there any other countries that had a civil war to free the slaves that the country had?
Yeah. Well,
I don't think there were.
Off the top of my head.
You had 600,000 people die during that war to fight for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you can look back at it and have revisionist history and say whatever you want, but there's people that believe that that shouldn't be the case. And
And they fought and died for it.
fought and
For
died
their
for it.
belief.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Unfortunately, what we've been, we've really seen this in the past probably 15 to 20 years, is that they want to bring racism back, right? But they want to flip the script and be, really, like white people kind of look down upon now, like they're, systemic racists and all this stuff. It's just the same thing in a different wrapper, right?
It's just for the agenda.
Yeah, it's for the agendas. So it's once again pinning us all against each other for that.
Divide and conquer.
Yep.
So
Best way to keep racism around is to make sure you're talking about it all the time.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Make sure you don't forget that it's out there.
Keep
Right.
bringing it
Don't
up on
forget.
the news.
yeah. And Hitler's president now, so
Yeah.
and Elon
Hitler's
Musk
president.
did some,
you're
lifting
a
up his
white-
arm.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a white male today, you're pretty much the devil incarnate. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. It's all to pin us against each other and create hate and anger, and
Yeah.
you know it does work.
It is.
It's been
You got
proven
to
to
keep
work.
that divide in there. Yep.
But I don't know. I think I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, this 4 years is going to be, you know, pretty interesting where it goes. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know.
It is definitely going to be interesting. Yeah, with all the trade wars and everything else that's coming, it's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be something else. And it's so funny how all these countries come, you know, get into these trade wars with us, act real big, and then end up backing down within a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Unfortunately, the problem is time, right? So these tariffs will probably take some time, but
Oh yeah.
but say, you know, Americans and you know, in other countries, I think we've been kind of brainwashed to be like, it's got to almost be immediate. It's like this immediate satisfaction. Like it's even like in YouTube shorts, you're scrolling through these things every 1 minute and you're just taking this all in. It's got to be fast. So if it takes longer than a few minutes, you're like, well, this is just hopeless, you know, or the attention span is like everybody's like a 5-year-old as far as their attention span goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it starts so young with this, you know, what is that show, Coco Melon or something? I think Coco Melon, yeah, where they, you know, it's been proven to actually damage your child's brain to let them watch this, because of the way it's filmed and the cuts every 1.5 seconds and stuff like that, and everybody, it gives them this like desire for instant gratification that learning something will never give them.
Yeah.
And so they just don't want to ever learn anything. And the same thing is true with, like, I'm guilty of it too. Not saying I'm not, you know, I don't want to sit here being like the hypocrite or whatever, but I get on Instagram or something and I'm flipping through it. Before I know it, 10 minutes has gone by and I'm like, what did I just do for 10
Doom
minutes?
scrolling.
Literally nothing. I did literally nothing for 10 minutes. Watched a bunch of raccoon videos. It's what I get on my phone most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the biggest waste of my time ever.
I think what
keep talking to Nate, telling him I'm about to delete it all just so I don't have to worry about it. But
the thing too is it's like it's reprogramming your brain to have a shorter attention span. So
absolutely,
you can't stand to sit and watch something too long, right? And
brainwashing.
So and really like. And I know some people could do it because you got like popular podcasts like Joe Rogan and Lex Friedman. They're like a longer format podcast, and to me those are crucial because you get someone sitting in front of you and you get to talk to them for like 2 or 3 hours. You're really getting into the what the person's about. You get the full context of what the conversations are, right? Rather than this just quick, just bump, 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 bump to the
15-second cut of whatever.
Right. A 15 to 30
and you can make them sound
video.
like they're saying something totally different.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yes.
I have no idea what the context is to what you're showing me, but now I'm mad at it, or now I'm happy about it, or
right.
You know, most of the time it's now I'm mad at it because it's absurd.
Oh,
things
they're a
that
bad
are being
person.
Showed. Yeah. Why is this guy a bad person? Because you took 5 seconds to explain your side, and now, well, yeah, I don't like that, so you're bad.
And both sides just take the cuts, right? And they make whatever for their narrative, right? And they'll make a show out of it. And it's like, you really gotta, even, maybe we could be guilty of what I showed at the beginning of that, where it's just, but they are in unison saying the same thing. So I don't know if it's, you can compare it, but I mean, I think that, media is driven by that. Like you got to find something that can, feed the narrative. You could show in a quick clip that somebody wants to click on, watch, and it gets them, it feeds into that, like, gets them angry. And they will never follow up in context of what it's like there are fine people on both sides thing by Trump, when he and they used it as he was saying that the Nazi people were very fine people. And that's still, Biden used that in the debate. He brought it up again when it's been disproven that it was not about that. It was about that there were good people on each side, and it had nothing to do with the Nazis or KKK.
And you know what? Trump's very smart. And that is before he had said that, and I'm not sitting here to idolize the man and say he's never done stuff wrong. Trust me, he's done things wrong. But when he comes in and says something like Kim Jong Il's a great, like, a smart leader, or Putin's a smart guy, yeah, he
Yeah.
is a smart guy.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's the leader of Russia?
Right.
They don't hire in idiots.
Yeah.
So, yeah, respect your enemies.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate them.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he
He
part
doesn't.
of Russia's CIA or something? to that
KGB.
equivalent?
Yeah,
KGB.
KGB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
they don't hire idiots.
He's not a
for
dummy.
How many years
No.
was he in charge of that? Let me look it up. For anybody that's actually watching this, we do have, like, you guys can't see it right now, but we got the 4 screens here, and this is floating eye thing. This is our AI bot here. So when I do look up something with my AI chat bot, this thing lights up and talks. So anybody's wondering, what the hell is this?
that.
You guys, I didn't share the screen with you guys.
Well,
so
yeah.
next
Next
time I
time,
will.
guys. It's gonna be great, guys. You
Yep.
can't even believe the amount of amazement that will come from the next episode.
Yeah, the
Gotta
next one's
tune
going to
in.
be,
And just you wait till you hear what Nate's got to say about something.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yep. And that code I cracked for figuring out when the end of the world's going to happen, I'm gonna talk about it.
Oh, you're finally gonna good.
Yeah.
Good. I was
I
hoping.
think
wasn't
either
sure.
the next episode or the one after that, but it's going to be.
Perfect.
I got all these files over here that are they're not redacted, so I'm gonna go through them, and it's gonna be
Oh,
good.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Hey, if you need to redact them, just let Nate know. He'll get on that.
Yeah.
For my black pen.
You ready to cross it out?
Oh no. Oh boy.
Yep. So, yeah, this podcast is just about us talking about current events or stupid conspiracies or I don't know, anything else we kind of come up with. So,
Yeah. Hopefully, it's gonna be entertaining for everybody. Just some
Yeah.
fun.
yeah.
Just 3 guys sitting around,
Yeah.
just talking to you.
Just talking, and if people do join in and check it out, like we said before, leave some comments on maybe some things you'd like us to talk about, and we can even
Yeah.
maybe
Mhm.
maybe read your comments while we record, or
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
where it goes.
Yep. We're definitely flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Boy, are we.
What's that?
I said, boy, are we.
Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I mean, we're just trying to do this. It's it's
Just roll with it. Enjoy the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? No one watches. We're hanging out talking about whatever.
Yep.
Like we would anyways. So I don't know. You guys have any other thoughts as far as what are some of the topics you like to cover in future podcasts?
Oh, I think we should get into things like video games, conspiracy theories is always fun, science fiction things, books to read,
Yeah.
movies, shows we're watching. I know you're catching up on Wheel of Time,
Yep.
so definitely watch. Talk about all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Cooking recipes. I love to cook.
Oh, really?
Probably can't tell.
I didn't know that. Okay. What's some of the dishes you like to make?
Oh man, anything that's got a bit of zing to it, and by zing I mean flair. I enjoy just anything that's crazy. The more complicated, the better. Especially when it comes to desserts. I try and make a lot of those Japanese desserts.
Yeah.
They usually don't turn out the first time at all.
No.
So, but hey, at least I try.
Takes a couple
That's
tries.
Yep. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing in my life now, I probably would have been a chef. But
Yeah.
maybe someday. We'll
Yeah.
You have to wear a hairnet while you cook.
Yeah, I do. I do have to wear a hairnet, but not for my head. I got
Yeah.
a very hairy back.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
You have to wear like
jungle back there.
a body net.
yeah. Full body suit. It's a whole thing.
Yep. Yeah, I
Oh,
tend to
man.
just like to eat the food rather than prepare it. But
Yeah.
but I have in the past few years gotten into smoking. I got a smoker or like a Traeger. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I've been
Nice.
doing some ribs and wings and a lot of.
I have a
different
rack of
smoking.
ribs I have to do soon.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
I got those
Smokers
down
are
pretty
awesome.
good.
That's good to hear. Oh man, that's one thing I kind of miss being around where I am now. Is just there's no real good barbecue places where I am.
Oh
so,
no.
ah man, I'd love, which is really weird for cattle country. think
Yeah.
that would be something they would have, but
Yeah.
not so much.
I don't know if we have a ton here as far as like real great barbecue. I remember I lived down in North Carolina for a stint. And there was some good barbecue down there. I feel like up here it's a little few and far between as far as some like legit barbecue.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a place in Florida where I used to go down there. It's called Mr.
Oh.
Bones. It was in it was in like Anna Maria Island off of like Bradenton, Florida.
Okay.
And it had like it was like this total dive. But they had
the
the
best
best
ones.
ribs I've ever had. And unfortunately,
yeah.
when I went down there last time, it was closed and I was devastated. It was there for like ever. But
Oh no!
yeah.
Like closed down.
it's
like
gone.
closed?
Closed down.
Oh,
They shut
no.
down and I don't know what happened to it.
Ah,
but
man,
man, that
that's
was
unfortunate.
the best ribs I've ever
stinks.
had. Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine that's down there in Florida, over by the on the west coast there,
Okay.
the Panhandle.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's constantly sending me food pictures of stuff, and I'm so upset.
There's a lot better restaurants down there, I think, and food. Like, I don't know.
There is, but that's all right.
But yeah, that's
One
something.
of these days.
Yep. So we can talk about that. And how about you, Nate? What
Absolutely.
are some of your thoughts on what you'd like to cover or talk about?
I mostly like the random conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that's great. Those are
I'm
always
always
fun to talk about.
skeptical about everything.
Yeah, you really are. You
good.
think everything's like a conspiracy.
Yep.
Every time we
all
talk,
lie.
you turn it into some conspiracy. I'm like, you got me questioning
Oh,
everything.
no.
I'm like, wait,
Yep.
what?
Is it a simple answer? No.
No. It never
Question
is.
everything.
Everything's just like extreme conspiracy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I guess for me it's some similar things like definitely games. I'm definitely into biblical theology, so that I may bring some of
Absolutely.
that up
Yes. Yep. That would be definitely
here and
fun.
there.
We
Some
should definitely
eschatology
do something like that. Yeah.
Mm.
I like to get
Oh, yeah.
into. And some maybe cult talk.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yep.
Get into
A lot of cults.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
boy.
cults. Yep.
yeah.
One
Yep,
might say
yeah,
even
we'll do
like
that,
the
some history.
Yep. Yeah, history. Yeah, definitely conspiracies are fun. I don't know. There's just so many.
But if
different
anybody
things.
out there has any ideas of what topics you guys want us to tackle, let us know.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll tackle it. Doesn't matter if we don't know anything about it. We'll still tackle it. May not
Yeah.
be a good tackle, but we'll do it.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to find our footing too. Like when we first came in there, I had some stuff written up of what we could talk about, but I think it just kind of flew off the rails a little bit as far as, which is fine. But I think as we get comfortable with this format,
Absolutely.
we'll definitely improve.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, of
it's
course.
gonna drift in conversation. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
just a normal thing. We
Right.
just have to
Yeah,
pull
'cause
it
we're
back
just
to
here to
bullet
talk.
points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just here to have a good time. Talk
And,
about
and also even how we're set up here as far as we're recording. I haven't changed for the screen except once to play that video. So I could have different scene changes and I don't know. We can,
Throw up some pictures of stuff we're talking about.
yeah. And I think the ultimate goal is to maybe go live, like do a,
Yeah.
like a live show.
Tough.
Ooh,
That is-
and ask me anything, Tom. Ooh,
Yeah. Well, we could have chat coming in and
ask me mostly anything.
I charge $1,000 per question, so
super chat
Reasonable.
start at 10 grand.
Super chats. Oh, man.
it'll be-
Donate it to USAID. We could funnel it through there.
I hear Iran needs a new Sesame Street program. I guess it got canned.
They do. Yep. They're big into podcasting over there too. So
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
we want to start, a really robust podcasting scene over there. We're gonna.
I think we're gonna do great over there.
Mm.
Probably our biggest audience.
Oh yeah, yep.
I don't know.
They really like Western like ideas and lifestyles. So
Absolutely.
they'll be all over this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about it, guys.
Yeah.
Just time to wrap it up here. So, if you enjoyed us, like I said, please do leave us a comment. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell there. Get our notifications whenever they happen. Probably not very often, but you never know. But yeah, let us know how we did.
Yep. All right. See you on the next one.
Have a good night, everyone.